ina-argue po ng mga critics na ang dynasties ay nagiging ugat ng patronage politics at pag-reduce ng accountability. While the supporters of dynasties naman, pinaglalaban nila na ang political families ay mas eksperyensado at nag-o-offer ng continuity sa pamamahala. So, my question, Senator, is, how do you respond to the argument that political dynasties, while concentrated in power, can also provide continuity and experience in governance? How does this bill address this perceived advantage?
Salamat, Gid. A few thoughts bago ko i-hand over maybe kay Attorney Ortiz, kay binanggit nila yung political competition kanina, kagang iban pang mga panelists natin. Dire. The bill really seeks to balance, match, and at least for the first years ng implementation, the first elections after enabling the law, to offset yung undue advantage over time na nag-accrue lamang sa mga political dynasties. And of course, dahil sila yung pinaka-nagkaroon ng pagkakataon, tumakbo, mag-serve, tumakbo ulit, of course, ang yaman ng karanasan doon, ang lalong tumaas yung skill set. Gusto ng batas, alinsunod sa konstitusyon, buksan yung ganyang pagkakataon sa mas malawak pa na hanay ng mga mamamayan. That's why importante, like sinabi ng ating mga panelists, magkaroon ng consensus or compromise in the final law sa anong degree natin i-a-apply yung ban. Sa fourth or third degree ba, tulad ng sinabi ng dalawa sa panelists natin, or sa third or second degree lang muna, tulad ng sinabi ng ibang panelists natin. Succession lang ba ang ibaban, tulad ng sinabi ng ilang panelists natin, or both succession and simultaneous? Tapos, paano yung between national and local ba? Dapat ba may ban? Or national lang ba? Or local lang ba? And what do we do about the party list? Hindi ba dapat din may ban between a dynasty occupying both a national and a party list position, or a local and a party list position? So, initial thoughts ko sa question mo, and now I'd like to pass it to Attorney Ortiz and the other panelists na gustong i-address yung pamangkot.
Una, Gid, all men are created equal. Okay? Base sa sina nga principle pa lang, dapat ang ginatawag nga political power must not be monopolized by a certain family. Tanawa bala ang mga lugar nga may ginatawag dynasty, dalaga ng tatay, daog. Bulos ang bata, daog. Bulos ang bata, daog mangyapon. Padalaga na ang ido, daog man nagyapon. Bisan ido. Why? Because we allowed it to happen. Hambal ni Mahatma Gandhi, no man loses his freedom except through his own weakness. That weakness, ara sa aton nga mga pumuluyo. Pero kung magsinggit kita, nga once and for all, dulaon tani ang ang dynastiya, then we can do it. We cannot do it alone. We do it collectively. Kung si Senator Hontiveros lang ang magiyo sini, why ni sa may matabo? Gahod na lang ini tanhan. As I have said, ini nga noise, gin-echo na subong ni Mark Twain, the famous American playwright and writer. He said, thunder is good. Ang dagoob, kanami, thunder is impressive. Ang dagoob, mabilib kagid. But again, it is lightning that does the work. Ang kilat, amo ang makapatay. So, ining gahod tanit subong, wala ni kapuslanan, kung hindi mapasar ang bill in Congress nga the anti-political dynasty bill once and for all dapat mapasar na ini. Okay? So, with the effort of Senator Hontiveros and the rest, pagid nga nagabulig sa aton, we can do it not alone but collectively. That is why I challenge you, students here. I challenge you, all faculty members, nga himuon tanitanan nga tingog, agod maglabot sa bilog nga pungsod Pilipinas. Because with that noise, then it becomes thunder. Ining mga senador ni naton, nagapamati lang ni sa aton. That's why kung may issue gani sa West Philippine Sea, ang tanan ng mga senador, sakay dayon sa issue. Buot silingon, kung makabati ang mga senators, ang mga congressmen sang gahod, sa mga pumuluyo, dira sila nagabase. If all of us will shout nga once and for all, ipasar tani ang anti-political dynasty bill, then mahimo tani. Look what happened during the time of the 13th Congress. Chimpo ni Miriam Defensor, nagpasar. Chimpo ni Drilon, nagpasar. Sa chimpo, pila na ka-chimpo. No? Nagliligad pa. Tanan, gusto anti-dulaon once and for all ang ginatawag dynasty. But, ato tanan tingog lang ato. All those were only thunders. Why gid sang nahimo? This time, I am confident. I can predict. Damo nako na predict nga mga butang. No? In fact, if you recall, daw hindi man ko nagapabugal, pero ang radio station study in Bacolod City, ako perme ang ginatawag naga-analyze. Kay ginatawag ko nila political analyst. No? Sa Bombo, Action Radio, RMN, etc. Practically every day. Karon sa gabi, ara naman na. That's why, ginahambal ko na nga daan sa inyo. Without you, hindi tani matigayon. Mayor, Senator Raisa, Mayor Greg, kung Gary and the rest, ngari di subong mga panelist, why kami di? We are nothing. Kung hindi kamo magbulig sa sini nga kausa. This is a cause already. Kung sambal pa ni Mother Teresa or ni isang isa pagid ka ni Helen Keller, ano hambal ni Helen Keller? Alone, we can do nothing. Okay? But with you around, we can do something. Okay? So initanan gahod lang ni. Klaro, Article 2, Section 26. Dynasty is prohibited by law. Since there is yet no law, sige-sige lang ni tanan. But with the effort here of Senator Hontiveros and the rest, this will become a bill. And within the year, I am hopeful that within the year, and I can forecast already, that this will be passed within 2026. Especially so, nga aton nga Presidente Subong nabutanggid sa alang-alang. Okay? We should take advantage of this political brouhaha because our President is now, all we know, nga daw alang-alang itsa Subong. That is why, in order to appease the Filipino people, the anti-political bill must be passed. And that explains why that even the son of the President, si Sandro Marcos, kag sang aton nga Speaker of the House, nagadusugid sini. In short of saying that the message of Malacanang is clear, that this bill must be passed within the year.
And it will be passed po. Intention namin maipasa ito this session. So, bago matapos ang buwan ng Marso. Rep. Gary, nagsalita rin kayo about political competition.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Subton ko lang to ang issues ng experience, political experience, ang political dynasty, and then the higher poverty incidence sa mga area nga may ara sa political dynasties. Karon, hindi lang ini siya opinion. No? This is out of the studies and research na kung diin may ara political dynasties, mas mataas ang poverty incidence. So hindi lang ni siya gin-make up nga just to demonize the political dynasty, may ari ni siya proper studies. So ikadua, when it comes to political experience, Let us remember, may ara pa kitang council, may ara pa kita barangay. So that means madamo pa kita dira sang pwede option nga hindi lang sa political families. So hindi naton pwede sambalon nga pag nadula ang political dynasty, mag-vacuum ang mga posisyon. And aside from the fact na wala sang monopoly ang isa ka politiko nga siya lang may kabalo. No? Kadali lang tunan ang gobyerno as long as you are dedicated, as long as you are sincere, matunan mo ina ang pagserbisyo. So kaya mo na ang ilagi na butang mong, mas maayo tani kung ang political culture nga dala nila sa gobyerno, maayo. Kabalo kita tanan nga ang kultura nga politika nga dala, hindi muna ang gusto kita. Ara ang pinakadako sa tunga ang corruption. So, ano na siya, i-balance nato na, but at the end of the day, mas maayo nga mabutang sa tunga ang competition. Nga ginhambal nato kaginap, as long as may competition, paindi sanay kita kung sino ang magaling. So, amo lang ang sabat ko, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Salamat, Rep. Gary. So, next. Sige po, you have the floor.
Good morning po, Senator Isa, and to all of the esteemed speakers. I'm Nina Villalobos from the Technopacer Alihis. Over the years po, we've seen several versions of the anti-political dynasty bill filed in both the House and the Senate. And across these bills po, yung definition ng political dynasty ay magkakaiba, especially when it comes to the degree of consanguinity and affinity. In your view po, up to what degree po ng family relationship yung mas dapat, yung mas reasonable and practical to implement?
Salamat, Gid. Again,
Thank you
thoughts
po.
ko, and then I'm sure several sa panelists who've already mentioned it sa initial sharing nila will want to also respond. Sa sarili kong bill, sa bill ng Akbayan sa House, 4th degree. So, para sa akin, yun yung dapat, yun yung ideal. And bilang isa sa mga authors sa Senate, yun yung ipupush ko. At the same time, gaya ng sinabi ni, maybe it was Attorney Ortiz also or Rep. Gary, subong I'm the chair of the Committee on Electoral Reforms. I'm working with 6 bills na iba't iba ang prescription. 4th degree, 3rd degree, 2nd degree. So dadaan kami sa consensus building or compromise making sa bill. I'm sure ganon din sa House kaya they have 22 bills there. Ang sa akin lang, whatever will be our final form, yung tingin kong dapat or ideal na 4th degree or maaring sa mas marami sa colleagues ko, mas practical or mas reasonable at this point in time, 3rd degree or 2nd degree. Basta ang importante sa akin, magkaroon kami ng batas na impactful, may kwenta. Hindi isang lei na walang kwenta. So something na hindi man makuha yung complete change that we want now, isang magandang simula. Magkakaroon ng impetus or momentum yung pag-democratize ng political system natin among citizens na gustong ipresenta ang sarili to run and to serve in government. In future congresses, hindi man natin makuha yung ideal or dapat or perfect na leis sa ngayon, future congresses can file more bills to evaluate, amend, improve. And then, hindi naman mananatiling the same ang society natin during those years. Mag-e-evolve din siya, hopefully, politically, economically, culturally. So, mag-shape din ng policy environment. So, who would like to also speak to that? Kung anong degree ba ang dapat at saka ang practicable? Inday, okay.
Alam din po namin na mas marami yung kumikiling sa hanggang 2nd degree of consanguinity. Based po sa mga nailalabas sa mga balita. Marami pong sa House of Representatives, kahit po yung sa Senate ay mas pinapabura nila yung 2nd degree. Pero kami po ay mas yung sa 4th degree ang napili namin. Kasi kinikilala din namin yung nature ng pamilyang Pilipino na talagang malakas yung hatak ng unity, yung loyalty. Na kahit siguro apo sa tuhod, ay minsan kung buhay pa yung lolo, nai-impluwensyahan pa rin ng lolo. Kahit yung apo sa tuhod na-influence. Kaya para ma-preempt yung ganong influences at hatakan, nasa 4th degree of consanguinity po yung pinapabura namin.
Madam Chair.
Matgid Inday. Yes, Rep. Gary.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Para lang sa information ng hindi pa nila nakuha ang botsilingon sang degree of relationship, insakto tong hambal kagina nga madamo sang proposed bills right now and even before nga hasta sa second degree of consanguinity and affinity. Pag silingon mo second degree, grandparents, grandchildren, brothers and sisters, upo na dida ang brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, grandparents-in-law. So pagtanaw naton ang second degree, medyo malawak na rin. Ang imulolo hasta sa imo apo, malawak na rin. Ang fourth degree, medyo madalom gid ini kay labot ang inyong first cousins, great uncles and great aunts, great nephews and great nieces, kag ang mga in-laws. No? So, ang amo niya nga punto, well, we want the maximum effect, makalabot sa fourth degree, pero gusto ko man i-share ang realities sa Congress. No? May ara kita ginatawag nga mas maayo pa nga makapasa kita kaysa hindi makapasa at all. No? So ang target na I agree with Chairwoman Senator Ontiveros nga may impact ang iningalay because later on we can always amend the law. So we have to adjust first and we will see the impact, and if we need to amend the law to third degree and fourth degree of consanguinity and affinity, then we can do it. And in fact, on the other hand, we can abolish the law. No? Pag nakita natin nga meritocracy na ang dalagan and we have a high level of political maturity, then di mo kinanglan ibar ang political family dynasty. But for the meantime, ang gusto natin matabo, nga we will take advantage of the situation kag maipasa ang batas. And I agree with our chairwoman na dapat merong consensus. Otherwise, hindi siya mapasa. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Salamat gid, Rep. Gary. Okay. Ms. Matet, you have the floor.
Honorable panel of members of the panel, good morning. I'm Matet Lozada, representative ng Bunyog Party List or Bunyog National Political Party. Tama kanina yung sinabi ni Attorney Jumax Ortiz. Negros Occidental ay talagang mayaman. Mayaman tayo sa political dynasty. Ayoko nang isa-isahin pa kasi alam naman natin kung sino yung nakaupo ngayon sa pwesto. Asawa niya, mayor, vice mayor ang asawa, o di kaya SK or basta nandun sila lahat sa gobyerno. Ginagawa na nila itong business, family business. Ang sistema dito sa Negros, tayo po ay nasa ilalim pa rin ng feudalismo. Malawak ang asyenda dito, puro inday ang tuto pa din ang tawag natin sa may-ari, landlordism. At saka meron din po tayong tinatawag na impunity or walang hiya-hiya or talagang mga walang hiya. Depende na kung anong pag-interpret nyo. But anyway, while we educate people, especially our students, to this anti-political dynasty or Senate Bill 1548, authored by Senator Risa, I want to raise this question kasi baka hindi lang yung kailangan, we have also to review our institutions. Here is my question. What institutional reforms are realistic, enforceable to regulate political dynasties without weakening democratic choice. Yan po.
Salamat, Gid, Matet. So, ituloy natin yung conversation tungkol dyan. Ni-raise na rin kanina, I think, ni Attorney Suarez. And lumabas din po yun sa last hearing sa Senate. And naalala ko yung isang shinare ni na both Justice Ascuna kag Christian Monsod, isa sa mga constitutional framers, na dito sa anti-political dynasty law, binabalanse natin yung sinabi na rin ng ilang panelists na karapatan ng bawat Pilipino, non-dynast man o dynast, to serve in public office. So a private or individual right enshrined in the Bill of Rights ng Konstitusyon. Binabalanse siya nito ngang utos ng Konstitusyon magpasa ng anti-political dynasty law para palawakin yung political space for everyone to take advantage of that opportunity to serve. And if I remember correctly, kahit si Comelec Chair Garcia, nung hearing na yon, sabi niya, kahit yung karapatan na tumakbo at pati nga karapatang bumoto, there are certain situations na may exceptions. So hindi absolute, or in certain situations, may limitasyon. And we could look at this challenge sa atin, sabi ni Attorney Ortiz, yung challenge na maging hindi lang thunder but maging lightning together. We can look at this as one situation na balansehin yung isang private, personal right ng isang collective right, lalo na at this point sa history natin. So, sino pa sa panelists would like to speak to this question? Okay, kung wala, si Attorney Ortiz.
Lipot na ning ako niya. Una gid, I will quote a family name, no? Hindi lang pwede man siguro kay Ma'am Hontiveros na lang para way isang may heart lang iban. Hambal ni Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of America, sa punta na lang sa iyang Gettysburg Address. Ang puntayas nagasiling, a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Pero kung may dynasty, it will be a government of Hontiveros, by Hontiveros, and for Hontiveros. So you see, the impact, it may be legally right, ang dynasty, but it is morally wrong. That is my perception. And I know, I respect also your perception. My perception is as good as your perception. Because in politics, we all know that there are no morals in politics. Only expedience. That's according to Nikolai Lenin. Okay? There are no morals in politics. Only expedience or convenience. That's why nagasulod ang dynastiya. As a matter of fact, sa politics, ginasiling nila, nga bisan mangu ka pa, bisan hindi ka pa balo. Basta bata ka sang mayor, daog ka mangyapon. Padalaga na bala. Ang, without naming names, ang mayor, bana, ang vice mayor, asawa, no? Kung pwede palang bata, konsyal, lagan konsyal. Padalaga na ang ido kagkuring sang sina nga mayor. Pustahan ko, madaog pa, kung pwede. Kung mabaton sang aton nga Comelec chairman, former chairman Suarez, no? Padalaga na ang ido. Pasiguradong sa inyo, madaog sa gyapon ang ido sang isa ka mayor kag vice mayor who controls or who control politics in that given locality. Ginmensionar kay ina, ang Negros Occidental, halos dire, pamilya nimo. This is landlordism, ari dire. Kung sino mga sindiro dire nga mabugat, okay na. May time's up, gani it's good nga may time's up. Kabalo ka, surigid, ang abogado kung kaisa, baga pinagusto na lang hambal. Oh, amo na. That's why, joke malaning akon, pero ang bata ko, sining ko sa bata ko, anak, kay gusto agad mag-abogado, hindi na pagdugangi. Isa lang kabutigon sa aton pamilya, ayos na. Okay?
Salamat, Gid, Attorney Ortiz. Kag sa patience nyo sa timekeeper natin. Yes, Mayor Greg.
Thank you, Sen. Siguro, from the perspective of an elected official, ang ginhimo sang Senate subong nga pag-approve sang General Appropriations Act. Kung ang tawon naton, diin bala ga take advantage ang, for example, isa ka pamilya nga mayara sang dynastiya. Number one, resources of the government. Isa gina ka primary. Number two, name recall. Sa resources of the government, pag-approve sang GAA nga wala na guarantee letter, hindi pwede ka-attend payout, hindi pwede nga malabay pa kundiin itong opisina. By having that, gaamat-amat, iban, if you call it percentage points, sang kung sino man nga luyag nga magdalagan sa dynastiya. So, based on that question, I think, in fairness to the Senate, gakaamat-amat na address. Ang pag-approve sang anti-political dynasty bill, for me, kinanglan numbers. Kay bisan ano katahom sang bill mo, kung wala ka numero, mapabili na siya nga bill, di ba, Prems? Natabo sang 17th Congress mo. So, I think this is a major breakthrough nga may suporta coming from either the House of the Senate that we can have this anti-political dynasty bill becomes a law. Full disclosure, I did not come from a political dynasty. The person who pushed me and encouraged me to run for councilor way back 2001, Ari Dris Tupadko. Hindi kami lins politika, ang amay ko, driver, ang iloy ko, gobra sa simbahan. I was given the opportunity nga mag-eskwela sa UP. Pagbalik ko sa Bacolod, nag-obra ko sa radyo. Pag-obra ko sa radyo, I remember it right, February of 2001, may gin-interview ko nga isa ka counselor sa Bacolod. After the interview, he told me, niya, Greg, nga hindi ka magdalagan konsihal sa syudad sa Bacolod. Tingambal ko siya, sili ko counselor, attorney, ti kabalo naman kita sang politika sa syudad sa Bacolod, dapat bata ka niya muni, nablos ka niya muni, may persa ka, may dako ka nga pamilya, kag tumando ka mo sang Bacolod. To make the long story short, gininsistera niya gid, kunya dagan kagid, kay basi magdaog ka. Ang nag-encourage sa ako na Aristopad ko, siya ni ang nag-push akon nga magdalagan February of 2001. So meaning, my presence here today is not just because of my being an LCE, but because I believe that dapat each and every one of us should be given equal opportunity nga magpapili regardless kung diin nga posisyon. And ibalik ko tong point ko kaina nga dapat we should have a clear framework. Whatever that framework may be, we leave it to the wisdom and guidance of the Senate. Siyempre, with the inputs that ginahaboy naton subong aga. Salamat, Gid.
Seconds lang.
Salamat, Mayor Greg. Yes, Attorney
Seconds
Ortiz.
lang ha. Gin-encourage ko ni si Greg na magdalagan. Kaya ginpakita ko lang sa iya nga wala diya sang political parties nga makontrol sa Bacolod City. Because at that time, there were only 2 political parties in Bacolod City. Nagdalagan ko independent councilor. Nobody would believe nga madaog ako. But because of my magic tricks, nagdaog ako. Okay? That's why yung padalagan ko siya.
So, ang gusto nating gawin sa isang anti-political dynasty law, ma-institutionalize yung ganyang mga circumstances ng political support and encouragement ng isang leader na nakakita ng non-dynas na may potensyal, ma-institutionalize yung, well, not exactly tricks, pero ma-institutionalize yung mga characteristics, hindi lang ng mga individual candidates, pero more real political parties as time goes on. So, ibig sabihin, over time, gusto natin mag-evolve yung society natin, political culture, institutions like parties and party system or other forms ng political organization. At syempre, yung economic development and greater equality as well. Okay, next po. Yes, you have the floor.
Good morning, Madam Senator and members of the panel. My name is Shannon Kyle Santaren. I am a private citizen and I'm not affiliated with any organization. In short, a common tao. I have a few points to raise and I have to shorten my statement since I am constrained with time. First, I understand that the legislative process involves compromises where political interests are at stake. However, if what we want is an anti-dynasty law that will correct the failures of our political system and reinvigorate our democracy, the only way is to ban dynas up to the 4th degree of consanguinity or affinity. We must recalibrate the system and open it to the many deserving and competent Filipinos who happen not to belong to a political clan. Second, I would like to point out that we have to change our approach to strengthening our democratic institutions, or what I would like to call designing resilient institutions. We must begin with electoral reforms. Passing an anti-political dynasty bill like what we are doing today, reforming campaign finance, the party list system, banning EPAL politicos, and above all, empowering the electorate through civic education and by providing avenues for healthy and fruitful conversations. All this should be done, needless to say, alongside ensuring job security and economic stability. And as a final thought, I challenge incumbent LGU officials, Mayor Gasataya and Vice Mayor Gatuslao of Himamaylan, to adopt in your respective chambers a resolution supporting anti-political dynasty measures and lead the conversation in your localities. I believe Pasig City has done it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Gid, for your points. Pwedeng mga tema na yun as we refine the bills and consolidate the bills. Of course, Mayor Greg and Vice Mayor Justin will speak to yung request or challenge ninyo as yes, ginawa na ng mga Pasig councilors. Sinabi nila yun nung consultation sa Pasig the other day. Pero your first 2 points are very compelling din, no? So, recalibrating our political system, kag redesigning resilient institutions. And yung sinabi niyong package of electoral and political reforms, they're part of a whole policy framework na I think binanggit din ni Attorney Suarez kanina na hindi pwedeng one-off anti-political dynasty law lamang, but several. Following on yung mga naunang, what were the first electoral reforms? The party list system, automated election system, and others. And importante yung mga binanggit mong kailangan pa nating isunod, including campaign finance reform, again, party list system reform, etc. So very important. And salamat, you also mentioned the economic aspect, no, na dapat mag-enable at saka mag-mirror ng isang society na mas talagang democratic in terms of access to and opportunities for public service. So, Mayor Greg and then Vice Mayor Justin.
Siguro, I will discuss it with the City Council and I'll call for a meeting and then present the bill, no, with regards to what we discussed this morning.
In principle, I'm fully on board. I am here in front of everyone. I will introduce it in our next week session. Hopefully, they get on board. But I'll just remind them that the President himself made this a priority bill. And I think the only question that will come from them really will be, as everybody is also here today to discuss, what exactly is a political dynasty? I think once we establish that definition in terms of the law, once it's clear what the consensus is, it will be a lot easier to get even members of political dynasties on board as far as that's concerned. Thank you.
Mga salamat, Vice Mayor Justin, kag Mayor Greg. Next, you have the floor.
Good morning to the honorable panel of speakers today, and especially to our incumbent Senator Risa Ontiveros. My name is Angelo Joshua Doriendo from the College of Industrial Technology. My question will be straight to the point. In the 20th Congress of Senate, there are 4 pairs of siblings. There are Cayetanos, Alan, and Pia. There are 2 Tulfos, Erwin and Rafi. There are 2 Estrada Ejercitos, JV and Jinggoy. And the last is the Villars, Mark and Camille Villar. They got the numbers since there are 24 senators. There are 8. They got the 1/3 of the Senate. My question is, how confident are you, Senator, that any form of an anti-political dynasty bill will pass through the minimum 3 readings in order for a bill to be a law in the Senate? And that will be all to point out. It does extend not just in elected positions, but also in appointed positions. We got a Senator, Gatchalian, who also has a sibling as the DSWD Secretary. We got 2 Remulias in DOJ and in DILG. The positions of these political families is so entrenched that I don't mean to be a pessimist, but I have little to no confidence that any form of an anti-political dynasty bill will be a law in this 20th Congress. That will be all. Thank you.
Thank you, man. I must say, I have rarely met a younger person who is less hopeful than me. Pero we're talking naman not about hope eh. Pinakamataas yun. We're talking about optimism and pessimism. I can't say yet na optimistic ako, but definitely I'm not pessimistic sa chances ng isang anti-political dynasty bill in this 20th Congress. I have to confess, as an older person here, I am actually hopeful. Why? Dun sa 8 na dynasts sa Senate, 2 ay authors ng anti-political dynasty bills. Senators JV and Erwin. And sila yung kinento ko sa inyo kanina na nung committee hearing, sabi nila, kahit member ako sa dynasty, gusto kong buksan ang political space sa lahat ng mamamayan. I am also hopeful kay in the House. Yeah, why don't we clap for those chances? We rarely get good chances. Diba? Kahit sa pagsugal, hindi sa pera ha, pagsugal sa ibang mga bagay, we don't always get good odds. But I think the odds in the Senate are good. Sa House, ang chair doon, si Chair Adyong. And nag-communicate kami, kaya we are doing our hearings, even our consultations, parallel. They have 22 bills there. So medyo nag-exchange notes kami ni Chair Adyong. We're both aware na dun sa priority legislative agenda ng executive, number 1 nakalista ang anti-political dynasty bill. So, when have we ever had a conjuncture na may ganitong mga openings? Seryoso ba? Hindi seryoso? Tignan natin. Patotohanin natin silang lahat. And again, as several of our panelists have said, Higit pa sa aming mga legislators, higit pa sa executive, the ball is really in the court of the citizens. Lalo na kayong mga organisado, involved, active citizens, lalo na kayong mga kabataan. So let's be the lightning na sinasabi ni Attorney Ortiz together. Who else would like to address this? Yes, Vice Mayor Justin.
If I could just add, no, Councilor Thel is here also. We are in the national movement of young legislators, 40 and below across the entire country. And we're actually very surprised. Why? We're having this conversation. Every time it used to come up, they would be like, wala na chance, ah. So why should we even talk about it? Subong, we actually have dynasties themselves now looking at their family trees. Sigurado ko sini nga Paskwa, kadamo ni political families nga ma-reunion para istoryahon kung sino mapadlagan sa dason nga tuig, kung ano gid bala, second degree, third degree, fourth degree, sino pwede. So the most powerful people now will be the presidents of the family reunions themselves. But kidding aside, ang punto ko is this. I share what Senator Risa mentioned. The fact that we are talking about this at all, nga ari kamo diri, ari kami diri. Seryoso ni Subong. Inutikan ko sa Attorney Suarez. We feel there is a moment kay-unique sang aton nga oportunidad, Subong. Kagkabay pa, usaron naton, mag-inopdanay kita, kag siguraduhon naton nga mapasar ini. Ang balinisan Risa, March ko no. Basi mapasar. Birthday ko March 22. Kabay pa, pasar na by then.
Let's give not just Mayor Justin, but all of us a gift. Let's make it as valuable as possible. Sino pa? Yes, Attorney Gorgonio.
Thank you, Madam Senator. In relation sa passage, no, the chance of passing the anti-dynasty bill, as already stated by the Honorable Senator, there are political dynasties that are supporting the bill. But the battleground is that what constitutes the definition of political dynasty. Yun yung talagang pinapag-awayan dito. So bantayan natin dapat para hindi malabnaw yung ipapasang batas kontra sa political dynasty. So, anong magagawa ng mga estudyante gaya natin, mga nag-aaral sa kolehiyo? We have to organize, no? Support the bill, conduct forum, information dissemination, make known to Congress our sentiment towards the passage of the real anti-dynasty bill. Kasi sigurado in the middle, as the Honorable Senator said, may mga compromises dyan, no? Like yung degree of consanguinity or affinity, whether simultaneous ba or succession, whether national ba or local. So yun yung mga battlegrounds na kailangan pang awayin, no? So kailangan maging mapagbatsyag at kailangan patuloy yung pag-aaral natin at pagsuporta para maipasa yung tunay na anti-dynasty law. Salamat po.
Salamat man, Attorney Gorgonio. At kay 12 noon na, wala pang nagbanggit. Just to share, yung isang ideya pa na lumabas dun sa Pasig consultation, bukod daw dito sa legislative track, may nagbanggit ng People's Initiative. So, baka pwede rin pag-isipan, diri sa Negros, no? Whether as an alternative to or kahit parallel sa anong tingin ng mga Negrense sa People's Initiative. Okay. One more?
To add up, let's give
follow-up.
our appreciation to Senator Risa Ontiveros once again. I remember during the 2016 opposition, you are the only one opposition senator to be able to win a seat, and you are a senator for 9 years coming. We hope to see you in a higher position by 2028, and let's hope for the best, maybe a vice or president. Thank you.
Wow, salamat, Gid. Well, the opposition plus are uniting, and then kinahanglan mag-decision ka muna sama-sama, no? United. Okay. You have the floor.
Good afternoon, Senator Risa Ontiveros, and good afternoon to the panelists. I am John Adrian M. Malonis from the College of Engineering of Kamso, Alice. So, the bill bars relatives of incumbents from party list system. However, many dynasties now use distant associates or create new organizations that they fund but do not lead. What safeguards exist in this bill to prevent dynasties from exerting shadow control over party list system through non-relatives?
Salamat, Gid. That's such an important point. Kaya nga sa bill, andun talaga yung ban on a national official or a local official na magpatakbo ng kamag-anak sa party list. But I'll hand over now, also in the interest of time, kay Rep. Gary, aside from me, he also came from a party list party or is also a member of a party list party. And then ask other panelists na gustong mag-address dire.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair. It's very unfortunate that through several elections na, hindi na butangan sang check ang accreditation of party list groups, no? And we know for a fact na pag nagutok na sila sa isak distrito o probinsya, amo ni ang ila dalaganan ang party list. No, kay kadali mo lang sa party list. Example, you are a congressman, ang asawa mo gusto mag-party list, i-duplicate mo lang ang boto, pwede na party list ang imo asawa, no? So, masakit isipin, especially for the well-meaning party list, to really participate in a national discussion kasi na-dominate na sang family political dynasties. So I guess may mga efforts right now in Congress. I'm not an incumbent congressman, pero ga-support kami sa mga measures right now nga dapat may makatutuhanan nga reform sa aton party list. Kasi nabalahura na ang party list system. So, ang tanaw lang natin, we cannot address the issues all at the same time. Like example, ang reform sa COMELEC, no? Paano i-enforce ini, ang electoral reforms as well, yung spending, may mga ikutan nato na sistema, and even the party list. And I am hopeful na with this measures sa anti-political dynasty, certainly maapektuhan ang party list system. So, Madam Chair, I hope that the Senate and even the House counterpart will deal with the political dynasty, the Party List System Reform Act. Thank you.
Salamat, Gid, Rep. Gary. And actually, totoo yan. And pinag-uusapan kanina, I think with Attorney Suarez, kag isa pang participant earlier, na dapat package of electoral reform bills, policy framework talaga. And yes, yung reform sa political party system, may mga bills na nakasalang din doon. Both sa Senate kag sa House, sina Rep. Chel ng Akbayan, I believe also sina Rep. Laila sa ML party list. And part ng bill ko at kag nina Rep. Chel ay to ban dynasties kag contractors from running in the party list election. So, ibalik sa mamamayan, ibalik sa mga totoong representante ng mga marginalized kag underrepresented sectors ang party list system. Okay, so next. You have the floor.
Good noon, panelists, and to Senator Risa. I would like first to recognize what Mr. Kent Hilo stated, that it is not only the campaign of Senator Risa alone. It is a campaign of our collective campaign, rather. Point taken, and it is indeed true, because the voice of the people is the voice of God. Vox populi, vox Dei. But given that some legislators who may deliberate on this bill belong to political dynasties themselves, what realistic path forward do we see for its passage? And in that process, what concrete role can student governments and campus organizations play in sustaining momentum and strengthening democratic culture at the grassroots level, considering that most of the population here today are students? Thank you.
Thank you. I think I'll leave the question about what can student organizations and governments, kag student publications, wag kalimta ng mga SK, no, what you can really do para maipasa ang isang may kwentang anti-political dynasty law to Ken. And speaking of God, baka si Dr. Eres would also like to reflect on that again in the light of Catholic social teaching and the ethics of dynasties and politics in the Philippines. So Ken?
Thank you, Senator Risa. And thank you for that question. Of course, you also want to recognize the reality of politics, no? But also, we also have to be hard-headed. Because when we say the reality of politics, politics reacts to numbers. Diba? Our politicians, people in government, they react to numbers. And so what we can do is really show that number, no? Show that damo ta nga pamatanon kag maapektuhan na ang ila politika kung hindi ni pag-prioritize nga bill. Because that's very important. Specifically, what can we do? And by the way, just to also note, no, before in the Student Council Alliance of the Philippines, we also garnered thousands of signatures from student councils across the country for to call for the declaration of an education crisis and address a certain agenda for education. And because there are thousands of students, hundreds of thousands of students who signed that, Senator Risa Hontiveros actually passed a resolution to declare an education crisis. So it actually works to show that there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of young people nga gusto ni siya matabo, no? Specifically, what we can do, no? Before coming here, honestly, do 2000, di subong ang comes to students, before coming here, ano ang makonekta sa political dynasty sa isa ka pamatanon, sa isa ka student? Most people actually don't care, or most young people don't care about these policies because hindi pa clear kung anong impact niya sa aton bilang pamatanon. Ano labot ko sa anti-political dynasty bill kung buwas way ko gyapon inugpliti paskwilahan, kung wala ko gyapon scholarship. So I think that's not automatic. Hindi siya readily makita. One thing that we really have to do is campaign sa fellow young people ta and pakita sila anong impact sini sa political dynasties sa aton pangadlaw-adlaw nga kabuhi, sa aton education, sa masakit sang mama kag papa ta, sang lolo, sang lola ta, sa aton mga issues economically, sa health, sa education. I think kung ma-bridge ta na, kag mapabalo ta sila nga kabalo ka, tani may scholarship ta, tani dako ang budget ta, kung ging una ang agenda ta. Kag kabalo ka, mauna taning agenda ta, kung hindi isa lang ka pamilya ang masunod, kundi kita nga pumuluyo. If we are able to bridge that message, I think, no, mas damo pa matanon ang maintra sa panawagan nga dapat ipasa ang anti-political dynasty bill. Not everyone has the opportunity to come here today and listen to the panelists, connect the issues of young people and the issues of our society sa political dynasty. Pero kita nga 2000 di subong, kung makastoryalan ta lima, di ba? Makampanya ta sa ibang nga pamatanon, we can do that. Publications cover more, talk about political dynasties more, because our decisions are definitely shaped sa mga conversations nga mayara kita diri, no? Mangkuton taton mga classmates, mangkuton taton mga organizations, anong tindog ta sa studs about political dynasties. Student governments and student councils, no one's stopping us to pass a resolution. We are a student government, representative of hundreds of thousands of students. So if we pass a resolution, student government, supporting the anti-political dynasty bill, kagina may nag-request, di ba? May nag-request nga, let's pass a resolution sa SP, sang Bacolod din ni Mamaylan. Now it's a challenge to student governments as well. Pass student government resolutions to support the anti-political dynasty bill and show them that the hundreds of thousands of young people actually want this passed. And I don't want to believe nga if damo libo-libong ga panawagan nga part ipas na ni part or why kagigboto kwaon sa pamatanon, hindi sila matayog. Matayog gina sila kung makita ta nga consolidated kita, damo ta, and we want them to prioritize this. I hope I was able to answer your question.
Damo nga salamat, Ken. Lahat ng sinabi mo, aasahan namin. Okay. Dr. Eres.
Hello. Madam Chair, allow me to share my reflection while listening to the different perspective earlier. First, from the student participants, I'm really amazed with their articulate, assertive positioning with regards to their interest to your bill. No, they say that young people today are adamant to political matters, but you see, this is a counter culture or concept that young people are adamant to political matters. So with that, I am amazed. So let's go now to my reflection. With due respect, no, for those who really wanted that this bill will pass or will become a Philippine law sooner, one question in my mind while listening to you is, why punish the family? I remembered Pope John Paul II, the saint. He said, this is a very popular statement from him, the family or the future of humanity passes through the family. And I believe the family is a perfect political society. Why? Because there is a respect for the elderly, there is a respect for the younger sentiments, there is loyalty, there is transparency, everything, what we have seen in the political, in a bigger perspective. So what I'm saying is, the family is a microcosm of our society. If we see now a political culture that is not conducive for political dynasty, maybe this is a reflection of what's going on with our family. We come from different family, and it's a high time now that we have to go back where we come from. I am a father of the family, and I am happy when my children articulate, assert their right, whatever they feel, whatever they can say to the situation. But sometimes they will attack me that I'm not listening to them because I always impose my thoughts, which I also a product of a political system, no? That when you have that experience, it looks like you have the floor, no? But anyway, let's go back to the family. Let us examine where we come from. I am talking to you as a father of the family, as a head of the family. So with regards to political matters, the family is always a fertile ground to train effective citizen of the nation. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Damo nga salamat man, Dr. Eres. Na-appreciate ko kasi ako man, parent, solo mom. And ang daming kailangan i-process lagi with our children, kahit malaki na sila or young adults na sila. And kita naman natin, no, mga kaupod, kahit dito sa panel natin, may iba't ibang reflections on family in Philippine politics and society. The family as a perfect mirror of political society. Also the family, sabi naman ni Inday kanina, pinagmumulan ng some of our less admirable tendencies sa politika. So, and I suppose ganito rin yung dadaanan naming mga diskurso sa legislative process on this anti-political dynasty bill. Pero very interesting po, very, very important. Yes, before our next, si Attorney Suarez, and then dito naman po.
In conclusion ko na lang, I fully support the passage of the political anti-dynasty law. But dapat i-package din siya. We need some electoral reforms coming from a constitutional office. Nakita ko what is the problem. I am proposing, and our group, I'm connected also to some group in Manila, that we change the automated election system. Grabe yun ang daya. I know it. Because I know the system. Our proposal is the hybrid election system. Ano bang, kasi yung automated election system, they parameters is that after election, dapat diretso yan sa transparency server. Ang ginawa, mayroong middle. 168,192.02. Amo nang middle sang 2016. Amo man sang 2025 at 2022. Mayroon din. So, pag hindi natin i-amend yan, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang dayaan. Parehas na sa isa ka bangko. Ang kakapot sang bolt is the manager or the cashier. Solid yan, wala anomalya. But kung nag-involve ang cashier o manager sa anomalya, ma-open niya ang vault. Ganyan din ang sa automated election system. Walang check and balance. No? I am a member, Ma'am, I'm a member of TN Trio, with General Rio, Franklin Isaac, and Gus Lagman. And we discussed this, although due time na lang kami because of the nag-abot na ang election fever. But we still believe nga may anomalya gidya sang naglegat ng elections. Where can you find the result of the president? Taas pa ang results ng president, 31 million. 32 million ang vice president. Taas pa siya sa result ni Robin Padilla, nga number 1 senator. Nga inayadamo ang gaboto, dra lang ta masugod. Bati, dali na lang ang election, let President BBM finish the term. No, okay? But we just want that sa anti-dynasty, we should have a package. Reform the electoral system. Once ma-reform ta na nga hybrid, I think ang campaign period maliwat. Kaya ang campaign a candidate cannot be considered a candidate until such time that the campaign period start. Grabe ang proliferation sang tanang campaign materials. Ang gwa sang syudad sang Bacolod, kuan na nga sa subong ara pagani ang iba, no? Wala mapangkuha. So we have to reform that, no? So ipackage na siya sa anti-political dynasty law. Dapat masulod na siya, no? Tapos I believe nga although it is a half uphill battle ang passage ng anti-political dynasty law, but nakapasar na kita sang SK Reform Act nga ang prohibition is up to the 2nd degree. So kung nakapasar na kita, there is no reason nga hindi tayo mapasara ang anti-political dynasty law. No? Although hindi takasiling nga hasta sa 4th degree, kaya muna dang battleground, 4th degree, 3rd degree, 2nd degree. No? Amo man ang geographical kag density of participation, amo man ang succession, damo na da sa battleground. And we know what is happening in Congress, give and take na siya. Ang importante, mapasa. Bahala na kung anong na da nga degree, basta mapasata anti-political dynasty law. No? Ma-amend lang ta pila kadlaw kung ano na siya. Okay? That's all.
Amat yan. Okay. Si Sir na naka-blue, you have the floor po.
Aran. Okay. So, mayong utog si tanano kag sa aton pinalaga nga Senator Risa Ontiveros. Ako si Uting Eduardo Villanueva. Kaya po ako middle name. Halin ko sa Victoria City. Chairman sang Pasel Fisher Folk Association. Sektor sa mangisda. Kag nangin leader man sang probinsya Fisher Folk representative since 2010. Kami ante sa kontakat dire, kagapon ng meeting na kami, kag napagwa kami aboard resolution. Nga suportaron ang ini anti-dynasty bill tungod sa mga rason nga ari na niya sa konstitusyon. So, kami nga Fisher Folk, majority nakasuporta, tungod man sang rason nga ang ining aton nga Fishery Law of the Philippines of 1998 nag-start, nabutang na dira nga every 5 years dapat i-review sang kongreso. So, hasta subong wala gid natabo. Ang natabo ang aton fishery law nga ang targetani nga makabulig sa aton mangingisda nga magdamo ila kuha para makapliti sa aton sa among kabataan. So, nagbalik pagid. Nagbalik ang pamigado sa aton mangingisda. Hindi lang kay Negros Occidental. No? Sa iban-iban nga probinsya, amo man. So, kami nagpasalamat sa nagaduso, kay Senator Rizal Ontiveros, sa pagduso sini, kay doon kayo na kami sinigahulat. So, malamogin niya salamat.
Salamat man kag mabuhay sa pakikipaglaban ninyo para sa municipal waters ninyo. Mayroon pa ba na last question? Okay, you have the floor.
Hello.
Or last two ba? Sige.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Kayo po.
The last. Salamat man, Senator Risa, nga diri mo gid gin hiwat ini siya nga consultation. Lipay gid kami. Pariho man sa youth, challenge man sa amon, paano i-connect ang issue sang political dynasty sa everyday life sang urban poor. I am Joy Harabelo Gali, Provincial Coordinator sang Federation of Urban Poor in Negros Occidental. Pero salamat kay Kong Gary, kay sa iya sharing, klaro kung paano i-connect no, ang everyday life, especially ang mga needs ng urban poor in times of emergencies sa sining political dynasty nga issue. Thank you, Kong Gary. I just want to share my thoughts on this issue. No? Dynastic governance had entrenched patronage election and patronage governance, which assimilated benevolently ordinary people into binding themselves, tinatali nila sarili nila, into these dynastic families as dependents had been their kind of governance. So, kasubo lang bala, kaysa tutuod lang, bisan hindi ka pahigtan sang politiko, ang mga pigado, pilit nga ginahigot ang kaugalingon sa mga politiko tungod sang patronage politics and patronage governance. No? Gani dako ang amon nga hope nga mapasar ini siya nga measure given the political landscape at present. No? Kag kung mapasar, kung maipasa itong anti-dynasty law, ang Bacolod City and other LGUs may chance na magkaroon ng congressman, mayor, vice mayor na galing sa sektor. And let me say, I will have a chance to become mayor of Bacolod City. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.
That's all, pero that's minsan hope is all we have left, or yung mga damgo natin, that's all we have left. Kaya hindi lang siya, that's all. It's very valuable. Salamat, Gid. Joy, very nice to see you again po. So, even good things like this consultation have to come to an end. Pero, wow ha, mga abiyan from Negros, from Bacolod City, kag from Negros as a whole. Damo-damo gid nga salamat for the honesty and the depth of this conversation with our panelists, kag with all the participants na nagpamangkot, nag-share ng inyong puso at isip about this, and all who listen to each other, no? Yung active listening natin sa isa't isa. We all recognize that Negros has long been shaped by strong political families. That's part of our history. No? So yung mga kwentong buhay nating mga individual, similar sa kwentong buhay ng ating mga probinsya, ng ating buong bayan. But we also know that this province has produced reformers, advocates, and leaders who believe that change is possible as our history goes on. And many of them are in this panel, Subong. So, as we have said, several have said, this bill is not against any family. It is about widening democratic space It is about making sure that leadership is open to even more Negrenses, to even more Filipinos, not just a few names or few families. Sa ulihi, ang pamangkot ko amo ini, are we ready for wider democratic spaces? Are we ready for change? Are we ready to be the lightning for this change? Be the lightning for this space. Ano sabi natin? Yes, we are. We are ready. Ang pagbabago hindi madali, pero posible gid. Upod kamutanan with young people, with progressive politicians, with all of us, ordinary citizens. Salamat gid Bacolod. Damo gid nga salamat Negros. Padayon kita. Woo!